If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? You'll fade the words I will choke.
Happy final Fantasy Draft Friday, possibly, of the season. This is the AM Drive here on September the 1st, 2023. For Aaron Crouch, who is in Las Vegas, I am Michael Carvelis in Savannah-ish, Georgia. Aaron, how has your week been? And I know you held it down for us on that last show.
I did not. That show ended quickly after you disappeared.
Yeah.
It's funny because now it's our turn to deal with the rain. It's raining outside right now, so you just passed it along to us.
Right. The storm was a nothing burger for us, by the way, so that's good. Although we did lose power for like all of 30 minutes, and of course that was enough to make us look stupid.
Oh, there's plenty of things that make us look stupid, but yeah,
That's
you're right.
right.
It was such an inopportune time to lose power. I thought we were really hitting our stride there in the 40th minute, or wherever we were in the show.
Yeah, we were doing pretty good, and we were just this close to our picks, but thankfully there's today, which because like you said, we're Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now, just so people will know. Head to MikeandAaronDrive.com to check out the best in our merchandise and way more things, like all of our sponsor links, social medias. It's all right there. MikeandAaronDrive.com, the best way to support the show. Thank you for that. Hashtag tremendously. Ha! That's when I'll use that. There we go. So we have 4 big games to get to, like that I could find. And the first one that sticks out to me is Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, leading this Colorado juggernaut that he thinks he's built. Well, he's a realistic man, I'm sure. Against number 17 TCU, who lost some pretty decent players last year. TCU is still 20.5-point favorites, which is wild to me. And the total is set at 64. I would like to think, although Colorado has been bad the last few years, something about pride and then going against a team that just is labeled number 17 just because they are TCU. I don't know what TCU has to offer. So can they cover 3 touchdowns for me? I would go with the plus 20.5 if I had a best bet. This is a very intriguing game to me.
Yeah, so this is a tough one. I mean, you look at, like you said, all the hype is surrounding Coach Prime and the fact that, you know, this offseason when he said most of y'all are not going to be here. And he was a man of his word. They've got literally 10 scholarship athletes from last year. They have 100 and something guys on the roster, and I think 90 of them are first year at Colorado. That's insane to think about. But, you know, this is tough. I mean, Colorado has a lot of skill position players coming in, a lot of transfers. And it's hard to say that they're, you know, to count them out, just skill alone, to count them out of 3 touchdown gap. You're right. Max Dugan's gone. Kendre Miller's gone. I mean, this is not the team that played in the national title game last year. I mean, I don't know if played's the right word. They let's call it appeared in the national title game
They got off the bus.
But I'm kind of with you here. I mean, you know, it's a spot where, you know, are we just looking at all of this offseason and saying, oh, you know, all these guys in Colorado are supposed to be bad. It's not supposed to be. I mean, their win total is like 4. I mean, don't get me wrong. They are not going to be a good team.
Right.
But is TCU, you know, the team you want to be laying 3 touchdowns with in week 1? I don't know. I couldn't tell you a lot about TCU. I haven't looked at their roster recently of what they've replaced. Obviously, Max Dugan again is gone, and Chandler Morris is the quarterback. But other than that, I don't know anything about their team. So this is a hard pass for me per se. But if I'm laying lumber here, I think I'm taking, no offense to Coach Prime, but I'm taking the better coach in Sonny Dykes, and I'd probably lay the wood on him.
Wow. You know, you had me there for a hot second. So I thought you were with me there, Aaron. What happened, dude? What happened?
What's your reasoning for just because you don't know anybody on TCU? I mean, the fact of the matter is a lot of these guys are still returning. They're just, I mean, some of the key pieces. Obviously
one
the
of the
quarterback,
key skill position players. Yeah,
Colorado has nothing. I mean, Shedeur Sanders is not good, and of course, Coach Prime is gonna. I got to say that every time now.
Right.
Coach Prime is gonna insert his kid there. I still don't quite understand why he took the job at Colorado, but I guess we'll find out.
So Colorado, I know that they're bad. I know like the history would want you to think that because can Dion just come in and plug and play a bunch of dudes? And I'm sure I'm buying into the media circus by going with the cover for Colorado's side of things, but it's like TCU is ranked 17th, and I feel like for me, Deion Sanders has probably gotten his guys ready because he probably circled this one for a long time. Not saying he wouldn't circle every game, but this game to me is the first time that you can just make a statement. And I know it is like you said, you believe Sonny Dykes is the better coach, and he has done a good job at TCU. But they got stomped against Georgia when everyone thought they'd be in that game, and now they've lost their players they had.
Well,
I don't know if they're going to be dominating this game.
I mean, to be fair, Chandler Morris won the starting job last year, and then got hurt, leading Max Duggan to come in. So
that might be wow. I didn't even think about that. Okay,
I'm not saying, like I said, I don't want any part of this game because you're right. Colorado could find this like angels in the outfield type underdog mentality and keep this game close because, I mean, let's be honest, 3 touchdowns is a lot, especially when this is the first time you're hitting people. I know that, teams like USC, put up 56 and, there's other guys that are out there, just running over the competition. We got Alabama this weekend that's going to probably destroy Middle Tennessee, but I don't know if TCU's that. I mean, I really feel like this is going to skate close to the number. Like, I feel like this could be like a 42-20 type thing.
Right, and then maybe like Colorado gets a BS field goal because Coach Prime's got money in the game.
Coach Prime, he's about to lose his foot, so we'll see what happens.
Jesus. Rice, I love Rice. I'm kidding. Against number 11, Texas. And this one made the docket for one reason only. Arch Manning, according to my knowledge, is the 3rd-string quarterback, which blew my mind. Like, I knew that Quinn Ewers had won the job, and he played pretty well when healthy last year. But then my good buddy Cooper Perkins, who does a lot of lacrosse, but also a lot of other broadcasts, told me on Twitter, like, hey, he's also like behind another guy. I'm like, wow, 3rd string for Arch Manning. So quick little tangent here. We have been told that this kid's been like groomed by Christ and his followers for years now. Like he is like the football gods have just given him to us. And now it seems like the naysayers are correct because 3rd string, Drake May was a freshman last year. Trevor Lawrence played as a freshman. If this is one of those guys, Quinn Ewers in the 2nd stringer be damned. But unfortunately, Sarkisian, who's a good offensive mind, probably knows what he's doing. But can Texas cover 35? God, I don't know. I think Rice plays competitively. I feel like Rice can keep this closer. It could be like a pass for me because I don't like that I'm not getting a half. You know how I am with those 0.5s.
Yeah, so starting with Arch Manning, obviously, it's very hard for a true freshman to ever see the field. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence was a redshirt, and he had to wait until an injury happened to see the field. Who was the other one? Drake May. I don't know much about Drake May. I don't know if he was a freshman. You could be right in that spot, but true freshmen rarely see the field, and especially at big programs like Texas. Quinn Ewers is better than him right now. That's a fact. I don't know about this 2nd string guy.
Quinn is not bad for sure.
No, I think Quinn Ewers is a fine quarterback, and like I said, like it would have taken like just otherworldly type talent out of Arch Manning to win the starting job.
I mean,
there's no doubt he's probably still good. I mean, I'm actually curious he went to Texas, but that's a decision that really might not matter with the transfer portal being what it is. Maybe he goes to Colorado and plays for Coach Brown. But yeah, 35 is a lot to lay. I really kind of looked at the over in this game because I feel like Rice might be able to get a few touchdowns on like the backups, and I'm looking at something similar to like a 45-14 kind of game. That's right around the total. Maybe we can get an extra couple of points here, but man, just week one is just so tough. I mean, I had Utah in the bag, which of course the Hurricane came and knocked out the power, so it makes me look not so good. UCF I had in the bag, but now these weekend games are tough. I mean, I have to sit here and think about the fact that, like, these are the first time they're hitting people this year. That matters. The running clock kind of matters with overs. I don't necessarily love overs this week, but these new rules, I have to see how these are going to affect teams and how the way they play. I mean, it's going to be an interesting wrinkle in the new college football era.
I am new to this new rules thing. Could you please enlighten me?
Well, I'm sure you're familiar with college football. When they got a first down, the clock stopped until they reset the ball.
That was annoying.
It's gone. It's NFL style. The clock continues to run, and
as it should be. I'm wondering when
that's
they're going to
fine,
get rid
but
of that.
that's going to affect a lot of overs this year.
So under you say over though because they're going to play the backups.
I'm just saying, like, I think Rice can get a few points in this game, so I would look to the over because I think Texas is good for about 45 points. So how many can Rice get me? I don't know. Again, you're picking games that just, you don't really love. I mean, like, are we going to see Arch Manning in this spot? I mean, I understand he's the third string, but are we going to see him in a spot just to get him, get him in the game, get the fans wild up, and, keep them entertained after they're already up, 49-0. I don't know. We'll see.
Justin Fields played a few times at Georgia when there was a blowout.
Yeah. There you go.
Actually, I kind of like that wrinkle. Like, not the clock, but the Arch Manning thing.
I don't know who this second guy
don't
is.
put the backup in, put in Arch Manning.
I don't know who this second guy is. I mean, it's to me, I don't know. You can tell me later on the show, but I've never even heard of this backup. So.
I hadn't either, which is like wild. I'll find it later. Number 21, North Crack-a-Laca against unranked South Crack-a-Laca. Oof. This one made the show because Drake May is Himothy and Spencer Rattler just has a hell of a name. That is it. North Carolina is favored by 2.5 points. I think Mac Brown has done a really good job for this school. I mean, good Lord. They have been competitive in a watered-down ACC. The Gamecocks, I'm not going to try to do anything with that one. The total is 64.5, but the Gamecocks, they lost a few pieces on defense. I'm going to North Carolina to get the big road game anyways. I think South Carolina is not anywhere near what they have been in the past. I don't even know what the past means at this point for that team. They've never been good, to be fair. Even with Spurrier, don't do that. I don't know, like, when was the last time South Carolina was good?
Well, they've had some good teams. I mean, I don't know what your definition and my definition of good are probably different. So,
in the SEC, good. Are the SEC good? No. They're a doormat for the SEC for the most part.
Currently, yes.
So I'm going to go with North Carolina to cover the road field goal in this game. Hey, over would be cute too, because I'm telling you what, man, North Carolina gets in absolute shootouts.
So it's a neutral game. It's in Charlotte, which obviously which would favor North Carolina theoretically. I think both schools are about equal distance to Charlotte.
I love Charlotte.
It's a great city. I like it too. It's crappy airport, but other than that, you can get around it. CLT for the L. Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I mean, if we're going to talk about how Drake May is, the next number 2 quarterback off the board. It worries me a little bit of the Mitch Trubisky, type kind of hype that we're getting here. Ironically, that you're wearing his jersey. I just realized
you were awesome. Thank you.
I just realized you were wearing his jersey right now.
In honor of Drake May.
But, I mean, I'm not going to count out South Carolina in this game. I feel like it's going to be a back-and-forth last possession type game.
Yup.
Spencer Rattler, I mean, God, he's been in college for, 17 years now.
And he's still not good.
Once a Heisman. I don't know. I don't think he's that bad. I mean, he had 3,000 yards and 18 touchdowns last year. I mean,
wow.
He was once the Heisman favorite at Oklahoma. I think
Lincoln Riley,
I think North Carolina gets this game. I'll lay the points, but this game will be closer than I think a lot of people expect.
Good point with the closeness. I love your toes, man. The dog's toes. So basically, I like the back and forth aspect of it, and the neutral site just makes me even love my thoughts on this game even more, which is fantastic. So, but yeah, like I wish one of these teams had a defense, but I don't think either of them do. Maybe South Carolina, you favor the defense on that because they are an SEC team, but yeah, I like your thoughts on this.
I mean, the thing is like totals in week 1 are just such a barn burner at this point. But, I mean, it feels like this game could get to a shootout. We are talking about profiling the quarterbacks here in this spot with Spencer Rattler and Drake May. I mean, it's theoretically you're thinking it's going to be in the 30s. I mean, with like I said, until I can figure out this running clock situation and how that's going to affect college football, I don't really want any part of a lot of these totals this week.
I'll do 38-31 or like 35-31 or 38-35. And then we're gonna do it. Or we could do like a 17 overtime game. That'd be great too.
Yeah, those aren't the same anymore. It's kind of crazy how overtime has changed the dynamic of the totals as well. So it's
that's fair.
Everything leans itself toward the under in college football, which is surprising because most sports want more action, not less.
That's the NCAA or what's left of it for you. I think. Are they in control of that stuff?
Yeah, they're still in control.
Barely, though.
They're still in control of the game. They're just not in control of these schools anymore.
That's fair.
Or the players.
What's the point of existing? All right. Number 5, LSU, who actually has title aspirations under Brian Kelly this year. I mean, number 5 helps that. But, Aaron, I don't know much about number 8, Florida State here. You could help me on that. But LSU is a 2.5-point road favorite. I'm guessing it's on the road, although it's a kickoff game, so I could be a neutral site. Aaron will correct me on that. Total is 56.5. Aaron, we getting up for the Seminoles this week?
We are, and it is a neutral site game. It's in Orlando at Camping World Stadium. I think it's what they call it.
Might as well be Florida State.
So I thought about that too. I mean, Baton Rouge and Tallahassee aren't too far away from each other. That both fan bases can travel. I think it will be a slight edge in fan base to Florida State, just being the fact that there's a lot of alumni spread out through Florida, so a lot of them will be in Orlando that will be able to not have to travel very far. Anyways, Jalen Daniels versus Jordan Travis. I mean, this is the same situation we had last year. Florida State squeaked out a victory. I mean, we all remember the blocked extra points. How it finished last year. This is a tough one. I mean, both teams are really good. I don't know where to really go with this one. I have a bet in on this one. It's not a straight bet. I have a teaser going because I really think this is a close game, and I think it's going to be exactly like we saw last year in the Superdome. What we got was that back and forth type game. No one really wanted to take control. Jalen Daniels, Jordan Travis. I think Jordan Travis could. Yeah, I'll say it. I think Jordan Travis, if he has a really good game and the Seminoles win, he gets on the Heisman radar week 1.
He's that good?
He's that good.
So he played last year?
He played last year. Yeah.
Wow. This our Florida. I love the Florida State insights over here. We need these UCF who won. What was it, 66-6?
56, but yeah.
In their Big 12 opener. I thought 666 sounded better, but my bad. I'm sorry. Good. I like that. I'm going to make another bold proclamation that I know you've kind of pushed back on. Brian Kelly cannot coach big games, i.e., last year against Florida State, i.e., Notre Dame for years. Always found a way to gag in big games. I said this when he was hired. He's like Mark Rick. He's a really good coach until he's not in the biggest moments. I will gladly take Florida State. Mucho dinero money lino. How about that one?
I can dig it. You're going to get plus money on it, so I don't hate that at all. You're a lot braver man than I am.
I'm a Mike Sit at first beating machine, baby.
I took a coward's approach to this game, so you'll find out, I guess after the commercial here or whenever we're doing our picks. But
we're doing AM Drive 5 today?
Huh?
We're doing AM Drive 5 today?
No, I have 2 picks, so we'll do
you'll let us know later. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, they're on my phone actually, so unfortunately I've got to find a way to get to my phone.
Oh.
So we'll have to take a quick commercial break.
Right. What we're gonna do that anyways. I was gonna say maybe I can lose power again for a minute. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't even put that into the atmosphere here now. But yeah, I like Florida State this year to make some noise in the ACC. It could be a situation where it's going to come down to that Clemson game. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, Dabo's in shambles. We're right back to the AM Drive.
All right, and welcome back here into the AM Drive presented by our friends at Agridime. If you want the best high-quality meats just in time for the fall grilling season, please make sure you visit our friends at agridimestore.com or go to mikeandaarondrive.com and click the logo that looks just like that up in the top corner. You can get all the best quality meats and sauces and marinades and talos, all for 10% off your complete order. AM Drive is the promo code you use when you check out. Once again, tell the friends at Agridime that the guys at AM Drive sent you. Once again, promo code AM Drive for 10% off your order. We appreciate it tremendously.
Oh, yeah, okay, good. We'll do that one too. We'll do it again. I do invest in cattle, but do not name the cow, as always. Just a little side note.
Agridime, they're a hashtag something burger.
We could work on that. We could do that.
Everything burger.
Right. This Fantasy Draft Friday is literally 2 weeks in the making now? I forget.
Something like that. We're not going to do picks first? You don't have any picks this weekend?
I thought we were waiting a week for AM Drive 5 because
AM Drive 5 will wait until next week. But I'll give you.
Let's get you picks then. Let's do our picks.
I have 3 picks this weekend. I'm gonna
do it. I'm
not super confident in this one because I know it's a lock, but at the same time with this moving clock, we'll have to see what happens. But Bama, Middle Tennessee State. I'm taking Bama first half minus 22. I think they're going to be out the 28-0 lead after the first half. Hawaii and Stanford. I don't know. This line has been moving a lot, but Hawaii and Stanford, I caught it at under 60. I think it's down to 58 right now.
Wow.
So if you can find anywhere I think it's going to come under 58 as well. So if you can find something in that range, unless it's been dropping since I've even grabbed it, be careful with 57, 56. Just be careful. But I'm going to take Hawaii, Stanford under 60, under 59, 58, whatever you want to call it. And then I have a 2-team teaser with our boys in Florida State and, of course, Louisville with another neutral site game as well. They're going to be in Atlanta to face Georgia Tech. We're going to take Louisville. Teaser, 2 teams, 7 points. Louisville minus a half, basically just win the game against Georgia Tech. And Florida State, we're going to take them plus 9.5. 2-team teaser, minus 130. Like I said, I took a little bit of a chicken approach to Florida State, but
that was very chicken. I agree.
I think that's a close game no matter what. So I'll take 9.5 points with Florida State there.
Disagree. I think Florida State kills them.
Well, then that's good
Yeah,
for both of us.
Yeah, I guess the teaser. I saw the teaser works. Whatever. Cool.
All right.
That was more of a Louisville teaser because I think we're going on Florida State. But yeah, I dig it.
By the way, I have a really good, hopefully good NFL teaser for next week.
Ooh, but can teasers make the AM Drive 5? Like, you want to allow that this year?
No, because it's technically 2 picks.
I'm happy that you're consistent. Thank you.
No, AM Drive 5 will be different. I might tell you that I have a teaser as a pick, but it won't count my AM Drive 5.
Well, last week we added on the first half stuff. Last year.
Well, first half is fine. It's a straight bet.
Yeah, well, congratulations, sir. You love those Alabamas.
It's almost a lock. Like I said, I'm curious about the clock this year, but I'm still going to roll with it at least the first week.
The clock. You'll be okay.
It's going to shave off possessions. Trust me, it will.
So I think I have the first pick this week.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was easy. All right. I'm going to do, I know their quarterback can't stay healthy, but listen, I'm so tired of hearing, if I hear that one more time, that these guys' quarterbacks cannot stay healthy, I'm going to scream, okay? For the sake of the show, I will not. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins.
Yeah, but their quarterback can't stay healthy.
Good.
All right, so you took Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I'll take the other tandem that. Oh, you're gonna mute yourself?
You're welcome.
I'm gonna take the Eagles fly tandem of Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
That was my next pick because I really, really like Devontae Smith. I think he'll probably steal more stats from AJ Brown this year. I really like Devontae Smith.
I mean, 2 1,000-yard receivers. You can't be too mad about that.
I think Devontae might creep closer to him this year. Because their quarterback is named Joe Burrow, I'm going to go with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins for the Cincinnati Bengals. I feel like it's more of a Jamar Chase thing because T. Higgins is, to me, is like he's always supposed to be that really good player, but I've never seen him show up in that. But I think Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow can get me a lot in that one.
Their quarterbacks can't stay healthy. We're gonna see about Joe Burrow here in week 1. I don't know. We'll see. So, my number 2 pick, I'm gonna go all the way out to the Pacific Northwest and go with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett for the Seattle Seahawks.
They were close, but they weren't my next pick. So, thankfully, but they were my second to the next pick. Whatever. Good job. Good pick.
Okay.
Jackson Smith and Jigba scared me on that one. That's why they dropped a spot.
Well, I mean,
really good.
We'll see.
But Tyler Lockett is still an ageless wonder.
We'll see what happens. How much JSN gets involved. I mean, that's talk about a trio. That's a deadly trio.
That's why I love they picked him. I'm gonna go with Chris Olave and the healthy Michael Thomas.
Yeah, we'll see.
With the Saints, right? He can't stay healthy. I'm kidding. So my thing is with this. I think Derek Carr in a little division preview. Oh, wow, we're doing one of those Sunday. Isn't that great? Are we still doing that Sunday? Good. Okay. We're planning the show as we're live. But anyways, I'm going with Derek Carr because I feel like the Saints are going to be better. Although people are kind of jumping on that bandwagon now, which makes me angry. But I feel like the Saints are going to have something to say for the Falcons in the NFC South. And I think Olave, who was top 5 in third down targets last year, as a rookie, was that's scary. I'll take him over Garrett Wilson, and that's you can't say that publicly, but I just got canceled again. So Saints.
I like Olave. I mean, the thing with Wilson is just he's got Aaron Rodgers and.
Yeah, poor thing.
He's definitely. Now you're an anti Aaron Rodgers.
No, I was being sarcastic. Oh, poor thing, he's on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think both those receivers are gonna blow up this year. So we'll see what happens here. My number 3 pick, I'm going to take the old reliable in my hometown, and that's, of course, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
Mike Evans guaranteed 1,000 yards every single season.
This year's going to be tough for that one.
If he can do it this year, I mean, he's got to be in the GOAT conversation. I don't care what anybody says. He's in the Larry Fitzgerald. Well, okay, he's in tier 2 with Larry Fitzgerald if he does it this year.
Sure, I'll give you that.
High tier 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you left me 2 or 3 picks in between that next, because that was number 9 on my list.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with this one is banking on the fact that Kellen Moore is supposedly an offensive minded genius. So I'm gonna take not Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I'm gonna do Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston, the rookie. And that's a bold proclamation. But Mike said it how many times, or where did he say it? First in line, baby boy.
Well, I have Quentin Johnston in my fantasy league, so I'm hoping that good things come from that, because I do feel like between the injury history of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, he will find his way to be the number 2, maybe even the number 1 receiver most weeks.
Love it. Thank you.
There is a little wrinkle in this fantasy draft Friday that we will explain after the draft as well. My number 4 pick, I don't necessarily love the second guy on this team, but he is a UCF boy, so I have to put this on my roster. And that's the boys in Buffalo, Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis. I know that Gabriel Davis didn't show out super well last year after that 4-touchdown performance. However, I do think he will this year. I think both those guys get 1,000 yards.
I considered him. I did not take they ended up not making my list.
Okay.
But it was close. The Stephon Diggs thing and the lack of Brian Dable really is scaring the crap out of me.
We'll see.
Another division preview.
Stephon still balled last year, so.
Yeah, but is he going to ball out this year when he's so angry at his quarterback and everything in Buffalo? I don't know. I'm going to go with my next pick in line, and it's my final pick. It's going to be – I had to write down your Buffalo. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks for the Cowboys. I'm seeing a lot of Dallas Cowboys hype on national media, which is actually weird because it's actually like positive hype. Like they think Dak Prescott can have a good year. But Brandon Cooks is good everywhere he goes. He's a deep ball guy. And Michael Gallup's injury history, kind of makes me take Cooks over him. So I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks for the Cow Bros.
All right. Well, that was one of the 3 I was left with here. I'm torn between 2 different wide receiver tandems, so to speak, here. And there's a big question mark on one, which makes me not want to take him. And the other one in that tandem is a rookie. So I feel like I'm going to go, despite their fact that their quarterback is going to be making his first real start, I'm going to take the DC duo of McLaurin and Jahan Dotson.
You know what is crazy about that? I love that because if the Commanders were not in the NFC East, they could be in contention for like some other divisions, especially the NFC South. I think Sam Howell, I said it last preseason, he wasn't bad in preseason. I mean, I know what you're saying. I don't even go there with the Malik Willis thing. Just don't do it. But
no, it's not that. He got hurt. So it was like.
I think Sam Howell is looking like he's like a low-key good quarterback.
I agree.
And I think Terry McLaurin is one of those guys who plays out with everyone DeAndre Hopkins style or Mike Evans style for that matter. Mm-hmm. And then you've got, I like Jahan Dotson out of Penn State when he came out. So he's a good little route runner. I like that. That's a good sneaky pick. Because, our top, 2 or 3 is what's going to win us this draft, as you'll tell us. But, I like the Commanders as a dark horse.
Yeah, I mean, it's probable you're right. Our top 2 or 3 picks are going to win us this draft. But, a couple of these guys go off. I mean, if McLaurin and Dotson go off Eagle style, you never know. But,
right.
Yeah, I ended up going with them over the combo of OBJ and Zay Flowers.
Yeah, Zay's getting a lot of hype. But OBJ, his ACL thing scares me.
Yeah, I don't want to put all my eggs in a basket that contains a two torn ACLs and OBJ, a rookie, and then
Lamar Jackson.
And Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So I'll go with McLaurin and Dotson there. All right, so we each have our 5. Like you said, this is going to be a bet. We haven't done a bet in a while.
Right.
And so the tandem that has the most combined yards, if they are whichever one is on our roster, it's going to be $50 winner.
Wow.
I think it's going to be AJ and Devontae.
Boo! Oh, you think why? Because Tua can't? Okay, I got you.
Tua can't stay healthy.
Are you buying into that? Because he had a couple concussions last year. Is that what we're doing?
I mean, we'll see. Everybody in the NFL is injury prone. Don't let them fool you.
Even Tom Brizzle. Okay, if Tom Brady had been planted on his neck like Matt Milano did to Tua Tagovailoa, I think Tom Brady would have had a concussion. I'm just saying.
Sure. I mean, Tom Brady tore his ACL. Remember the Matt Castle year? So
can you believe that? And they almost made the playoffs.
Yeah, you wanted to say they made the playoffs, but they didn't.
That's right. I was close. So I want to give some honorable mentions here too, because we didn't do that. Devontae Adams and a sneaky good, hardworking Hunter Renfrow. I'm sorry. It's the white joke.
I think the thing is it's going to be Devontae and Jacoby Myers, though.
You really Jacoby was used a lot with Josh McDaniels and with the Patriots, so I can see that.
Yeah.
I also like Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, but I feel like they do so much with everybody. What?
You wouldn't go Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley?
Calvin Ridley's got a lot of. I said Zay Jones because Zay Jones has been more consistent over the last 2 or 3 years because Calvin Ridley has not been playing.
Because he's been in the league.
Huh? Because
he's actually been playing.
That's my thing. But I mean, I can see. Sure, that's a good point. Garrett Wilson and Alan Lizard. I'm calling Lizard on purpose. That's my nickname for him. But yeah,
good one.
Thank you. It's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Lizards.
Yeah, you have that one. You have the Debo and Ayuk, obviously, for San Francisco. I mean, you could argue that Ayuk still hasn't got off the freaking floor at this point.
Oof.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good tandems in the NFL. I mean, you have Darnell Mooney and what's his name, DJ Moore could be good if Justin Fields takes the next step. Christian Watson
takes a step. Are you kidding me? Next step.
Watson and Dobbs. I mean, I'd say if Justin Fields took a step. I mean, he can definitely run the ball and keep his team competitive.
Watson. That's another dark horse like Watson and Dobbs because obviously Christian Watson caught on last year. Was the one receiver that Aaron Rodgers seemed to like with the Packers besides Lazard. And then Dobbs, the camp reports out of that camp are that he's his love trust him a lot. So
yeah.
And I think Matt LaFleur's a good coach.
And the funny thing is we did an entire wide receiver tandem draft and didn't include probably the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Who?
Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I mean, Jordan Addison's not the best, but I'm saying
he
Justin
can't
Jefferson.
Drive, so I know.
He doesn't need to drive. He just needs to run and catch.
It's a bad joke.
That's another one. That's another one that almost made my list was Jefferson, and because I mean Jefferson might have 1,600 yards by himself.
Kirk Cousins in his last year in Minnesota. We'll see.
Yeah, I know that. I've heard them been saying that for a while there. So, anyways, enjoy your sports weekend, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully, I'm not having buyer's remorse by not taking Justin Jefferson in one of my spots here. But, anyways, that's going to do it for us. For Michael Carvelis, I'm Aaron Crouch saying enjoy your sports weekend, gamble responsibly, and of course, as always,
drive safe.